Dude, anybody who's talking to a horse like the horse is their boxing opponent, yeah, a little nervous now, huh? You're psycho. Hey bitch, and welcome back to another video of me talking about people I hate. These are videos of me reacting to mostly horse abuse, but it can really be about anything. Just a reminder, these videos are just my opinion. Feel free to leave your opinion in the comments down below. Also, all of these videos are submission-based videos, so if you would like to send me a video to react to, you can send it to raleighreacts@gmail.com, right up there on the screen and in the description down below. Another friendly reminder, I do have a Patreon and a members here on YouTube, so you can either join my YouTube members or subscribe on Patreon if you would like to see the additional 4 videos a month that I post where I'm out at the barn with my horses, basic series, just taking care of my horse, riding videos, just exclusive all-around horse content is available, again, on Patreon and YouTube members, so be sure to join.
Do it now. Do it now.
Also, I've got new merch, it's available. Learning how to gallop on a horse for the first time. Great. Hopefully this person has been taking a lot of riding lessons, has really been practicing, and is at that skill level that's necessary to initiate learning how to gallop a horse.
Welcome back to part 3 of learning how to ride a horse. I was being a little tested there, but I showed her who's boss. Me, of course. Then
Stop. How did I know this girl was just gonna look like an idiot? She's riding in booty shorts and a crop top. Nothing screams I don't know how to ride a horse more than riding a horse in booty shorts and a crop top. Also, she's holding the reins with one hand, and she looks already to be completely off balance and yanking on the horse's face. Like, girl, your hand's up here. This girl should not even be walking a horse without an instructor leading her around on a lead rope, let alone galloping. All it would take is one misstep for this girl to fall off. I don't know, does she? Probably.
it was time to hit a slow trot, and then I started hitting it like popcorn. I went 0 to 60 real fast. Then it was time to make sure I knew how to stop, leaning all the way back of my saddle, toes up. Look at that. She came to a stop.
Oh my God, I want to kill myself. Riding facilities that let people do this, huge red flag. Any riding facility that lets people do stuff like this on horses should be shut down because this is horse abuse. I don't care what anybody says. People who are riding off balance and causing back pain and back damage, musculoskeletal damage to these horses, completely messing with the horse's biomechanics, and this girl's riding completely off balance. It's a public safety risk among all of the other factors that I just mentioned. This girl's literally riding a horse without a helmet. Any normal riding facility would never allow this to happen in a million years. This is a huge liability.
And then we started running again, and that's all I wanted to do. So it was time to hit it. Although my trot looked a little funky. There's something so magical about being up on an animal and connecting with nature in the most beautiful way. If you haven't ever tried to run on a horse, I highly recommend.
She's literally slamming onto the horse's back. Oh my God.
I am dead inside.
Bro, stop. I cannot believe this is actually, you know what? I absolutely can. So many horse riding facilities are terrible and they give other real riding facilities such a bad rep because they allow stuff like this to go on. This girl's pulling on the horse's face. She has 0 equitation. It does not exist. 0 balance. It does not exist. She probably doesn't even know how to tack up a horse. Let's be honest, you guys.
Because here I go. Catch me if you can. But then it was time to go home. Camilla was a little tired, so then we had to untack her and get all the goodies off of her, put everything away. Then we hit the car wash. We put her back in the ring. Be free, baby girl. Then it was time to get some goodies. We fed everybody.
Stop. Oh my God. She seems really nice, so I'm not trying to be mean, but you know, you should have fallen off and you should have learned the hard way. And because you didn't learn the hard way by hitting the hard ground and potentially breaking a bone because you were riding a horse that you should have never been riding, I'm going to be the ground that you hit, okay, in this video. That was terrible. Seriously. I don't think I've seen worse riding in my life. I mean, I'm not even joking. That is some of the worst riding I've ever seen. Can we put it back up there, please? Because look at this. I literally had 3-year-olds in my lesson program who were better at riding than this girl. And that horse is such a saint for not throwing her off. She wasn't going into 2 points. She wasn't taking any pressure off the horse's back. She was slamming onto it and yanking the horse's face up into the air for Jesus Christ. My horse would have thrown her into the dirt. In all seriousness, she does seem to be a really nice person. I've seen her respond to a couple of comments in the comment section where she's like, hey, thanks, I'm just trying to learn and grow. Please don't ever do that again. I love that attitude of I'm just trying to learn and grow. Please never do that again. Wear a helmet and go to a real riding facility, okay? You gotta learn the basics first. Again, this goes back to what we talked about a few videos ago, how equestrians really just jump the gun and they start doing stuff that they're not actually prepared to do.
Carriage horses. We need someone from their office to come down here right away and help out.
Did anybody see the fact that that dad literally just left his whole family? That is the funniest thing I've seen probably all year. We're going to get into carriage riding in just a minute, but what a horrible father. Seriously, he literally jumped off the carriage and then left his wife and kids on to fend for themselves. And every single one of them jumped out and ate shit because they don't understand anything about physics. And I can't believe that the dad not only didn't discuss his exit strategy with the family, but literally ditched all of them. Like, he could have taken his kids and jumped off with his kids, and his wife could have jumped off behind him or something. He literally ditched the whole family. On a real note, though, carriage driving is terrible. I mean, I think if you're carriage driving for yourself personally, that's fine. It's whatever. Amish people don't care. I think that carriage driving should be banned in all major cities across the United States. I don't think that horses belong around cars. I don't think that carriage driving is a tradition that we need to continue. The horses in big cities, especially like New York, live terrible lives. They don't get to be out on pasture grazing. They live in tiny little box-stalled jail cells. And then for the vast majority of the day, they're pulling people around in the cities, walking on hard cement around dangerous vehicles. It's just a horrible situation all around, and I don't think that carriage horses should be a thing. I think that those horses should all be retired and should go and live normal, happy, healthy lives other places. But again, if you're somebody like the Amish or someone who just enjoys carriage driving yourself, I don't have an issue with that. There's literally zero problem I have with that. The issue I have with carriage driving is similar to the issue that I have with pay to ride facilities and nose to butt trail riding facilities. Those places where you can just pull up to them and the horses are all lined up, pre-tacked up outside, sweating in the hot sun, and they all have tack that doesn't fit. And then you get all these people, half of which are way too big to be riding the horses, and they all get their families together and their, Coors Light beers, and, you get these little kids screaming and the horses are just nose to butt the entire way. And that's all that those horses do day in and day out for the majority of their lives. Half of which most of those horses are way too old to be carrying people. I have the exact same issue with those places as I do with carriage driving places in the city. Both are animal exploitation. The horses are overworked. The horses should not be doing dangerous jobs like that. It's just sad, and I just really wish that people would value the lives of animals more than what they do. Wow. I love that for you. If there were more consequences for people acting like idiots around animals, they wouldn't act like idiots around animals. Watching videos like this really makes my blood boil because I don't know what the fuck kind of riding this is, but this is terrible. This is literally somebody jumping on the rear end of a horse and smashing onto a horse's kidneys, causing serious pressure, serious pain, literally sitting on the floating ribs of the horse, which is just terrible. I cannot imagine the level of stress and pain that these horses are under, having to do such a stupid event. I really don't even understand why people want to do this. It's dangerous. You're jumping on the rear end of a horse and it just looks stupid. This is literally something that deserves Darwinism awards. And then people wonder why I have such a huge problem with Western riders. I have a problem with you guys because you repeatedly, year after year, create new sports like this. Why can't you guys actually regulate your riding events? I don't understand that. I don't understand why rodeos are just the epitome of animal abuse. Every single event that they create for rodeos is trash. It's garbage. Dear God. So I actually made a short and an Instagram video about this video a couple days ago, but I wanted to include this video in my Raleigh Reacts because I find it really disturbing how many people were actually defending this girl and her TikTok. So basically she's saying, when I die, euthanize all my aged and sick special needs horses instead of giving them to good homes or selling them. First and foremost, I understand why she's saying this. I understand that a lot of horse owners are concerned that if they die, their horses might go to bad homes. They might end up neglected, abused, starved, whatever. That's almost never the case. And that is just a level of paranoia that a lot of horse owners have because they're very narcissistic. And a lot of people don't understand this, but let me explain it to you. There are so many people, much more so than what you know, who are fully willing and capable of taking in special needs or old horses and retiring them or caring for them until they die. There are not only sanctuaries, rehabs, rescues, retirement facilities in every state across the United States and in every country across the world, but on top of that, you could just be a responsible owner instead of waiting for you to pass on and your horses to be relinquished to one of those facilities. You could just in advance find somebody like a godparent or someone who's a friend or a family member who you know in advance who can take care of your animals if you were to die and leave aside an emergency fund for the care of your animal. So for example, Braley, I know a lot of you guys know about Braley. Braley's the Friesian that I did a bunch of dressage on. And Braley, I am actually her godmom. Her owner has a lot of serious health problems, and she literally set aside an emergency fund for Braley, and she signed me on as Braley's godmom. So if anything were to happen to Braley, Braley would go to me immediately to take care of and house for the rest of her life. That is the responsible thing to do as a horse owner. And the fact that people think that it's more responsible to kill your horse when you die instead of in advance finding a good home for your horse is actually crazy to me, because not only is that irresponsible, but it's also lazy, and it shows a lack of care and commitment to your animals that you're completely unwilling to find them a good home before you die. Now, I understand there were a few people saying stuff like, well, what if your horse is just so sickly and when you die it just needs to be euthanized too? I get it, but also if your horse is that sick, is that special needs, why is it still alive anyway? Animals have a life of their own. They're living beings. They don't deserve to die just because you die and you no longer can take care of them and didn't take the time out of your day to find somebody who could in advance. This is a level of paranoia that so many equestrians have that they really shouldn't have. You are not the only person who loves horses, who's capable of taking care of special needs or older horses. But I also think it's really sad that people don't value the lives of their horses because they're just willing to kill their horses if they're not there to take care of them, which is just weird and it's depressing, and I don't like that. I mean, my horse has every right to live, whether I'm alive or not. Just be a responsible, caring person. And if you honestly don't see the value in your horse's life outside of you being alive, then you just shouldn't have horses.
She won't want what you feel.
Okay, I mean, I can already tell that this guy's an idiot. Let me explain why. The halter's on wrong, and it's not fitted to the horse's face correctly. Secondly, this guy is not holding the lead rope correctly, and he's also holding the lead rope incredibly tight. People don't understand, you have less control over a horse when you're holding the lead rope up to their chin. Horses can easily pull you off balance. You have more control over a horse on a loose lead that gives about a couple of feet to the horse, because if the horse spooks or if the horse moves, it's not going to pull you off balance. The horse can take a few steps and then you can correct them on the end of your lead. The more room you give your horse, the more control that you actually have over them. So when you see people leading horses by holding them all the way up here, know that they don't know what they're doing. Because somebody who's holding a horse all the way up at their halter literally could be pulled off balance by that horse at any given time, and then they drop the lead and then the horse could run away. What was the purpose of that? I really don't understand what the purpose of that was. So he started running with the horse, and then the horse got excited because it's a little filly that doesn't really have a lot of training, and he gets mad at her for running with him, and then he whips her, and she reacts by rearing because she doesn't know why he whipped her like that.
Ooh.
Fight back. That's like striking out crap. Stop. Right there. Yeah, didn't expect that one, did you? Now come. It's over. Don't forget about it. Yeah, a little nervous now, huh? That'll be nice.
What are you trying to accomplish here? Bro needs to put down the fucking Big Macs and he needs to actually read some books for once, because I have no idea what he's doing. Seriously, he's just confusing the crap out of this little filly who's just thinking that it's all fun and games and they're running around together, and then he's getting upset at her. This isn't teaching a horse how to walk on a lead. This isn't teaching a horse respect or spatial awareness. This isn't teaching a horse any of that. I mean, he's just confusing her. I don't even know what he's doing. This guy has serious issues. He whipped the horse for doing absolutely nothing wrong, and she reacted by rearing and striking at him because she did absolutely nothing wrong, and rightfully so. If somebody hit you, you would immediately react pretty violently because you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, didn't expect that one, did you? Now come. It's over. Don't forget about it. Yeah, a little nervous now, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Did you teach her something? As if the horse learned anything at all. The horse didn't learn anything. You didn't teach the horse anything. Dude, anybody who's talking to a horse like the horse is their boxing opponent, yeah, a little nervous now, huh? You're psycho.
And of all the superlatives,
This is literally you just bullying a small, helpless animal that is probably just recently separated from its mom.
Back up. Let's go. Come on. All fine. It's good. Thank you. Here's the music. Listen to it play. It's good. Thank you. All fine. Hola. Easy. 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 Wait for me. All fine.
And he's gonna say that this horse is being naughty when this horse is actually being defensive because she's afraid. The reason she keeps rearing is because he keeps hitting her. He's using physical force to discipline this horse, and the horse probably thinks that he's telling her to get away, but yet he's holding her within a foot of himself, and so she can't get away. So she's reacting by rearing because she's scared and she's confused and she can't escape the situation. The thing that pisses me off the most about this video is this guy is now gonna go home and be like, oh yeah, I really trained that horse. Like, she really came along so great. No, you did not teach the horse literally anything except to be afraid of you and to fear whips. Some people really should never be around horses, and videos like this prove my point. I love it when people treat horses like this at such a young age, and then they wonder why later in life those horses have so many problems. It's because you treated the horse like crap, and now the horse has psychological damage from its past training, if you can even call it that. And that horse is going to bring that baggage into every new relationship that they have, which makes it 20 million times harder for the next person who buys that horse. And then everybody's just going to pass this horse up and say that she's dangerous or she's badly behaved. And really, at the end of the day, she's not. She just has psychological trauma from some idiot treating her like this at such a young age. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's Raleigh Reacts video. Make sure to join us next week. Again, I post videos every Tuesday and Friday now, and also every Wednesday I post on my Patreon or YouTube members, and I do video suggestions, so head on over there. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.